Good evening, teacher. Tonight I'm going to present my PPT about oblique translation technique topics. Modulation and adaptation is my topic. My name is Tello Arauz. Introduction. How many will think that to translate from one language to another, one need only the intelligence of the word to another? What a mistake, so much skill is necessary to translate well. That I am about to say that it is easier to find good original authors. The good translators, Benito Jerónimo Feijó. Translation techniques are the different ways in which professional translator will translate give give text, many of which rely on the translator having a much deeper understanding and the cultural roots from which a language grows. That is something which many machine translation engineers still struggle to understand. About the modulation, about my perception about the modulation is like when you use for example you turn on the bus when you say whatever sentence or expression when you need. For me it's the modulation when you use in this type of translate. About the definition, modulation is defined by General Harding and the Cynthia Picot 1990 changed the point of view of the laws of the express the same phenomenon in a different way. Modulation basically means using phrase that different in the source of the target language to cover in the same idea. Modulation helps the translator generate change in the point of view of the message without altering at meaning and with generally an neutral feeling in the reader of the target text. What is the function? Help to illustrate the difference between literal translator and coherence meaning of translation. It indulges idiomaticity on the language of the target text. It involves semantic and perspective change while preserving the intent of the source's language text, giving naturals of the translation on the target language. For example, I put five different examples. For example, te lo dejo means literally leave is the youth, but translated reads as you can have. It's difficult to show is the translator into the literal. No es difícil de demostrar. If intro is is the grammatically correct, but in the modulator es fácil de demostrar. No olvides in Spanish. Literal translation is do not forget. Modulation is remember. And another I have heard word from him. Literal translation is no he oído una palabra de él. Modulation, no he tenido noticias suyas. A heavy coat, literal translation, un abrigo pesado. Modulation, un abrigo grueso. I put the fines example in this part of PPT about the adaptation. About the adaptation, some phrases which are only relevant to some from the source language cultural need to be even more fully adapted to the they are relevant to someone from another culture, even on this position. About the function, is necessary with something specific to the language culture, is expressive in the totally different way. Way is the familiar, is the appropriate in another language or culture. It involves changing the cultural reference with the situation of the social culture, does not exist in the target. The notion of the adaptation is traditional playing engaged. The motion of the translation when commenting of the original text, origin of the text. For example, is the translation, no is the adaptation. What is the means is the text was not simple translated. There was a process of manipulation. The text from a particular. For example, there is served, muy señor o señor mío, atentamente, Sin Clips, Fresh, Football, UK, Baseball, Use, Friday, Castor Oil, Aceite, Recicla, Resino, and Star Wars, for example.